Did you know that Yellowstone National Park is home to more than half of the world's active geysers? And guess what? I went there and saw every single one of them. Just kidding. But I did go to Yellowstone National Park with 11 incredible women. And today I'm sharing the epic story of our adventures. Spoiler alert, it was amazing. And I'm going to tell you why, but you have to keep on watching. You know it's going to be a good trip when everyone meets for the first time and instantly starts laughing, telling jokes, smiling, and having fun. From the moment I met everyone at the airport, I knew that this crew was ready for a week of fun. We successfully navigated from the airport to our campsite in West Yellowstone. We got everything set up like pros because we are, and we even scored 40% off everything at the camp store except for booze, of course, but isn't that always the case?
When should we do our first dance video?
Through the line to get food.
After a good night's sleep, we woke up ready to head into the park. Day 2 was Geyser Day. The day started with a gorgeous hike to Fairy Falls, and trust me, it was like stepping into a storybook. Next, we checked out Grand Prismatic Spring. Grand Prismatic Spring is that super colorful hot spring that looks like it's straight out of a sci-fi movie. Go check it out. On the way back from Fairy Falls, pro tip there, if you're gonna check out Grand Prismatic Spring, don't bother seeing it from the boardwalk. Take the little hike up the trail and check it out at the afternoon when I believe the colors are more vibrant. Then we headed to Old Faithful. Now we all know that Old Faithful is famous for its timely eruptions, but of course, this time it decided to be fashionably late by 30 minutes. So I guess even geysers need their beauty rest. We actually got to watch 2 eruptions at Old Faithful before we wrapped up the day with a stop at the lower Geyser Basin. Then we headed back to our campsite where we enjoyed a delicious dinner, some s'mores, and some shenanigans. The next morning, we woke up early, ready to head back into the park because this was the Grand Canyon of the Yellowstone Day. So this day was a showstopper. We stopped at Gibbon Falls for a quick photo op and bathroom stop, and then we headed to the Grand Canyon of the Yellowstone. So we took a scenic hike past Clear Lake, and then we hiked through this interesting landscape. To me, it felt like we were walking across the moon. Not that I've ever been to the moon, maybe someday. But there's these geysers everywhere and underground hot spring. This is one of the coolest but most underrated trails in the park. And you can get up pretty close to them. And then we passed Lily Pad Lake, which is one of my favorite lakes in Yellowstone, even though some people would be like, meh, that's not that impressive, but I love Lily Pad Lake. Welcome to Yellowstone.
We're on our way to Artist Point.
Artiste.
I might do a paint palette.
Did you bring your paint?
In my mind. Yeah, we'll just
do it. You guys are going to be on YouTube.
Awesome. Hello.
I have 100 subscribers.
Oh my god. Hi, hundreds.
I don't know. I'm kind of a big deal. Rebecca Walsh.
You're a very big deal.
I might be one.
I've been following this woman for years.
Yeah.
Rebecca is amazing. It's my first time meeting her.
Am I
Come on a trip. Do hike like a woman. It's incredible. Yes, it is.
I
This
just
is awesome.
slipped her a 20 to say that.
She slipped me more than a 20.
And then we rounded a corner and we caught our first jaw-dropping view of the Grand Canyon of the Yellowstone. We stopped for lunch with these amazing views all around us. What do you think of the views?
The trail was just absolutely disgusting.
You're gonna be on YouTube. So. Okay. If someone wants to take a hike like a woman trip, but they're like scared they won't be able to keep up or that they won't have any fun, what would you tell them?
Just book it. Do it. Just do it.
Do the trip.
You have to. There's multiple paces. You don't have to be first in line.
You find your group and you hang out with them. We all find a pace keeper.
And it's so much fun, then you'll want to come back and do another trip.
Yeah, this is second trip. Yep, Costa Rica.
Yep.
And you're going to where?
Kilimanjaro! YOLO!
Then our guide gave us a little lesson on geology. It was just unreal.
Look at that swagger.
Both have such a style, like walking up and confidence, or it's like on the catwalk with your hiking
We finished the hike back to the parking lot, and then we wrapped up the afternoon with ice cream at Canyon Village because we earned it. and then we made our way to the Norris Geyser Basin. Now, pro tip, if you think you've seen all the geysers that Yellowstone has to offer, go check out Norris. I hadn't been there since I was a kid. Norris is certainly worth a stop. After checking out Grand Canyon and the geysers, we headed back to camp where we had another delicious homemade dinner, and we hit the hay early because the next day we were up bright and early, like at 5 a.m., because Mount Washburn was calling our name, and we answered. We climbed 1,400 feet to the summit of Mount Washburn. Let me tell you, the views from up there were worth every single step. We danced a little jig at the top to the tune of Old MacDonald Had a Farm, because why not? And we got some strange looks from a group from REI at the summit who couldn't quite figure us out. They were a little confused by why we were having so much fun. Anyway, we had so much fun at the summit, stopped for a quick snack, and then we headed back down to the trailhead and left the park. This time we were headed to the Wolf and Grizzly Discovery Center in West Yellowstone. This place is so cool. It's a place where animals come to be rescued who have had human contact. And so rather than killing the grizzly bears, they bring them to this place and do research and study. If you use Ursacks in the backcountry, this is one of the places where Ursacks are actually tested. And it's really neat to be able to see grizzly bears and wolves up close and personal in a safe area. So go check that out if you're in West Yellowstone. But we decided after we checked out the Wolf and Grizzly Center, that we didn't want to go cook at the campsite. So we went out for dinner, drinks, and then came back for s'mores around the campfire. And let's just say our marshmallow toasting skills are next level. That night we had so much fun sitting around the campfire, but the next day was the day that it all ended. We woke up to the smell of bacon and eggs sizzling on the camp stove, the best way to start any day. After breakfast, we took down our tents, we packed up our gear. Dear Spindrift, if you watched this video up until this point, you should maybe sponsor us. We love you. Cheers. Wait, that's broken. There we go. We packed the van, and then we drove to the airport and then said our see ya laters, because those friendships, they last long after the trip ends. Now, I say this all the time about Hike Like a Woman trips, but it's true. Every single trip we start as strangers, and by the end we leave as friends. And honestly, that's why I love what I do. It's the connections we make, the shared experiences, and the bonds that form in the most beautiful places. In my mind, the best friendships are the ones that are formed outdoors and on the trail. If you like this video, now check out the rest of our adventures, and hey, why not join me for a bucket list trip in 2025? It's going to be unforgettable, I promise. Learn about those trips by visiting our website, hikelikewoman.com.